everyone, happy Monday. I have been reading this book, Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis, as some of you might already know. And I just got done with a section of the book that I actually really loved. It was five to Thrive. So it's basically 5 tips on how to thrive. I honestly loved it. The first one is hydration, which I wanted to talk about. Honestly, if you know me, you are very aware that I am particular about the water that I drink and, recommend certain suggestions on how to stay hydrated. Now, her first recommendation is how much water to basically drink, and she suggests half your body weight in ounces, which is definitely something that I recommend. That is what I use as a base, and I kind of just wanted to jump on here and say that as much as this is a base, it's really important to also understand your own body and what it is that you need. I mean, I notice on some days that I may need a lot more water than just half my body weight in ounces. So this is definitely something to stay really mindful of. Now, I know that one of the questions in the book asks about, aren't you, going to the bathroom all of the time when you're drinking a lot of water, which yes, I guess that can be something. And one thing I wanted to mention is staying hydrated. When you are drinking a lot of water, it's really important to also balance out your sodium content. Now, if you feel like you are just flushing everything through your system and depleting the minerals and vitamins that you have in your body, this can also be very detrimental to your health. Now, I know sodium is something that a lot of people want to refrain from. Hi, Massimo. Hello, welcome. And sodium is actually not something that can be really scary. It's important to make sure that you're intaking the right kind of sodium. So sea salt, Himalayan pink salt is really beneficial for the body. Yes, you definitely want to refrain from your iodized and table salt. That is definitely a no bueno. But if you are intaking the appropriate amount of the right salt, this can be really helpful for you and you can remain hydrated. Hi, Abby, welcome. And so I just kind of wanted to touch base on that. If you feel like you are just flushing everything through the system, you can even add a pinch of sea salt or Himalayan salt to a glass of water. Now, on the topic of water, which is what hydration is all really about. So when it comes to water, I have not had tap water in probably years. I feel very spoiled to have a fresh spring that's just a couple of towns over. And if I were you, I would definitely recommend looking up where your closest, hi Glenn, I would look up where your closest spring is. You can look it up online. It's simple, findaspring.com. You can figure out where you can get your water if you want to drink it, or you can also find hot springs, which is really awesome. I've yet to use it for that particular reason, but when I'm ready to go on vacation somewhere, I would definitely look up a hot spring because I think that could be really beneficial. Now, as far as water and what you are containing your water in, I would recommend glass over plastic always. Of course, I think we already know that plastic seeps into our water and our foods, especially Tupperware, which I've yet to convert to glass, which I'm very surprised I have not yet. But anyways, my fresh spring water is always contained in glass. I get 5-gallon jugs, glass. They're about $45 maybe. I got it from Walmart online. Very simple. They're obviously a lot heavier than your plastic jugs you'll be carrying around to and from the spring, but it is definitely worth it. You want to avoid the BPA, and honestly, that's just like the one biggest marketed toxic chemical that can be in the plastics. It's not the only one. There's so many, like hundreds of different chemicals you want to be careful of when it comes to plastics and the containers that you're putting your water and food in. One of the recommendations, I love my Clean Canteen. It starts with a K. As you can tell, mine is like really damaged and used. I am very due for a new one. And this is about half my body weight in ounces, so this is a good base. However, like I said, being mindful of when you need water, you can, always drink more than what half your body weight in ounces is. This one you can also get smaller if you wanted to take to the gym or just, run errands with you instead of having a wide mouth. It can be a lot easier to use and carry around. I also wanted to mention, what was the other thing? Oh, the TDS meter is actually something I was looking into. David Wolf recommended this, and you can buy it simply on Amazon. Hi, Samantha. The TDS meter, I don't think it's very expensive, maybe close to $20 that you can use to actually even test the contents of your water. I really want to get it just to see for myself how good this spring water is, especially compared to tap water, which again, just refrain from the tap water. It's got fluoride, all sorts of other chemicals that mimic estrogen, and we already have this crazy estrogen dominance in our bodies, and it's just becoming more difficult for us to maintain our hormones. There's also, pharmaceutical runoff and drug runoff in the water. Even if you have these filtration systems, it can be really difficult to keep our water clean. So I would not recommend tap water at all. The funniest thing that I always see is if I order a bottled water at a restaurant, they want to serve it to you with a side of ice. I don't really understand that because it's usually tap water ice, and it's just contaminating my nice clean bottled water. But anyways, that I think are most of the suggestions that I have for water and staying hydrated. Could probably talk for a good half an hour on it, especially how to determine for yourself what your water content is in the body and how you're remaining hydrated. Again, if you drink too much water and you don't have that sodium content to soak up the water, you also can be even more dehydrated by drinking more water. I know it kind of sounds a little counterintuitive, but it does make sense. You definitely need the sodium. As long as it's good sodium, you want to have that magnesium and potassium and all the other really beneficial minerals, vitamins in the body, staying in there without being flushed with all of the water that you're drinking too. So, findaspring.com. Go on it right now, figure out where your closest spring is, and if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I will be talking about the other 4 Thrive tips that Rachel Hollis recommended, with of course my own suggestions and recommendations too. But otherwise, have a wonderful Monday, and enjoy your week, everyone.